speak to Beth Miller, who is Labour's parliamentary candidate for Corby. Good morning, Beth.
Hi, Annabelle.
What do you make of what's been happening? How likely do you think a deal is now?
Firstly, thanks for having me on. With everything that's happened over the last few days, I think it's really, really worrying, actually. We're 6 months to go and the government have no plan. What Chris Eaton Harris said, he just comes across as very blasé about this. And to be honest, I don't think that's good enough at the point in time we're at. We need to be having a deal and businesses need certainty.
So where do you stand then? Would Labour vote against a no deal?
I'm not an MP and I'm not in that position, but what I can say is that Labour committed to the result of the referendum. We respected that, and we've always said that Parliament should have a meaningful vote on whatever deal the PM brings back. And if that is no deal, then I definitely think that Parliament should have a big say on that.
You say you're not an MP and you won't have a vote, but you want to be an MP, so you want to have a vote, and you will be speaking to people in your party who will have just that. It is hard for Labour to make political points on all of this, isn't it? Because your MPs are split still, and your voters often have different views to many of your MPs. You're all over the place, really, with no definitive line, it would appear.
I think the most important thing is trying to get a good deal that protects jobs and living standards and the things that people really care about. What I've seen over the last 2 years has been really disappointing in terms of the negotiations from the government, because it's meant that the real issues that people care about aren't being discussed. Our education, the cuts that are being made there, the crisis in the NHS that's going to get a lot worse this winter, and the fact that homelessness has gone up 75% under the Tories. So they're the issues I think we should be focusing on. And I think we're being preoccupied by the internal squabbles of the Tory party at the moment, unfortunately.
There's a fair few internal squabbles in the Labour Party as well, though. What do you think Jeremy Corbyn's next move will be on this, given all of the publicity this morning from Salzburg?
I think it will be consistent with what we've been saying all along, which is that we respect the referendum result, that we want a good deal for jobs and workers, and we want to make sure that Parliament, people that we have voted for in Westminster to represent us, have a say, a meaningful say on whatever the government brings back. And I think we'll continue to say that because that's what the country needs.
I asked Chris Eaton Harris, what if he were a betting man, what would it be in terms of deal and no deal? And he went 80-20. What about you?
I have to be honest, I'm really, really concerned that we have 6 months to go and the government don't seem to have any plan. It's been slammed by Theresa May's own MPs, and now she's gone to Salzburg and it's been slammed by them as unworkable. So we're in a position in the build-up to Christmas of no deal. As you had on earlier, haulage companies are really concerned. I've heard that the Department for Transport should have been issuing passes to companies to allow easy access and easy trade up to 2 months ago if they wanted no issues in March next year, and that's obviously not begun. And I just think there's a lot of issues that are going to start coming to the fore if we don't get on top of this ASAP.
OK. Beth, thank you. Beth Miller, then Labour's parliamentary candidate for Corby.